Hey there! Today, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of just learning about a topic, we're going to have a conversation with someone really important, ourselves. This is all about checking in on our physical and mental health. So, let's just dive right in.
Here's a question I think we all wrestle with, right? Do we sacrifice our bodies to feed our minds, for our careers? Or do we have to sacrifice our minds to fix our bodies? It's this constant tug of war. Finding that balance, that's the real key to health. And today, we're going to figure out exactly where you stand. Every good plan, every good blueprint, it has to start with knowing where you are right now. So our very first step is to get a really honest snapshot of your current state. Let's dive in. Okay, let's kick things off with question 1. How healthy do you think you are right now in this moment? I want you to take a look at these 4 little batteries here: habits, energy, sleep, and mood. Just for a second, how full is each one for you? Go ahead and pause if you need to, and try to think of at least 3 real reasons why. And hey, if you're feeling a little stuck, no worries. Just think about it this way. How do you feel that very first moment you wake up? Is there one thing during your day that genuinely gives you a boost of energy? And what about your mood at the end of the day, right before bed? These are really powerful clues. All right, question 2. This one really gets to the heart of it. If you feel like you're not as healthy as you'd like to be, what's holding you back? Look at this diagram here. It calls it friction. That stuff like stress, or your diet, or not getting enough sleep, all the things that kind of push against your desire to be healthy. What are your biggest points of friction? And to help you pinpoint those friction points, just think about your typical day. What's your single biggest source of stress? Is it just impossible to find time to exercise? Or is there something that's messing with your sleep? Just naming these things, that's the crucial first step to actually managing them. Okay, so now that we've started to identify those friction points, let's talk about why they matter so much. We're about to dive into that really deep and, inseparable connection between our minds and our bodies. Question 3 is all about taking an honest look at your own priorities. Which matters more to you, physical health or mental health? Look at this seesaw. Is yours tipped to one side? For example, do you find yourself grinding through work deadlines and totally skipping meals? Or maybe you get so focused on a fitness goal that you just ignore feeling mentally wiped out. Remember, there's no judgment here. The whole point is just to notice what you naturally tend to do. And that leads us perfectly into question 4. Honestly, this image of the 2 interlocked gears, it kind of says it all, doesn't it? You just can't move one without affecting the other. Think about it. A physical thing like a bad night's sleep can absolutely trigger anxiety the next day. And on the flip side, mental stress can give you a very real, very physical headache. They're not separate things, they're one single system. So given that they're a single system, question 5 asks, what do you think are the top 3 habits that protect both your body and your mind? What are those amazing activities that live right there in that sweet spot in the middle of this diagram? Maybe for you, it's a daily walk outside, or really making sure you get quality sleep, or spending time with people you love. What are your top 3? Okay, so we've established that mind-body connection is real. Now it's time to sharpen super critical skill, reading the signs. Your body and your mind, they're constantly talking to you. This next part is all about learning to finally understand their language. All right, let's move on to question 6. What are the common signs that someone is mentally healthy? You see this gauge here pointing to flourishing. What does that actually look like in a person? Think about people you know who seem genuinely well. What's it about them? Are they resilient, optimistic, just present? What kind of behaviors do you see? Okay, now let's flip that around and look at the other side of the gauge for question 7. What are the early warning signs of burnout? It could be feeling tired all the time, or having a really short temper, or maybe just losing interest in things you used to love. The really important thing here is that noticing these signs early, that's your best defense. That's the first step to preventing a total crash. Question 8 is all about stress. And this curve is actually really interesting because it shows that not all stress is bad for you. That upward slope, what they call eustress, that's the good stuff. It's the healthy pressure that helps you focus and get things done. But if you hit that peak, any more stress starts pushing you down the other side into distress, and that leads to breakdown. So the question for you is, what are the triggers that tend to push you over that edge? And maybe even more important, what's your go-to strategy for coming back down safely? Okay, we've done the audit, we've looked at where we are now, we've gathered some data. Now comes the most powerful part, designing your path forward. This is where we take all that reflection and we turn it into a real, concrete plan of action. So for question 9, think about this. What life habit do you want to change? And listen, I want you to pick just one. That's it, just one. Why? Because to make a plan that actually works, we first need to understand how habits are built. And that brings us to the habit loop. It's actually pretty simple. Every single habit you have, good or bad, follows this 3-step loop. First, there's the cue, that's the trigger. Second is the routine, that's the action itself. And third is the reward. That's the payoff that makes your brain want to do it all over again. And here's the secret. To change any habit, all you have to do is identify and change just one of these 3 parts. And that brings us to our final question, number 10. Have you ever had a health problem that actually taught you something important? What happened and what did you learn from it? You know, like this image shows, one single event can create these huge ripples. First, a physical reaction, and then maybe a mental shift. What kind of wisdom can you find in your own past challenges? And just like that, we've completed our audit. See, all those answers you just came up with for those 10 questions, that's it. That's the first draft of your personal vitality blueprint. I want you to remember this. Your health isn't some problem that you have to solve. It's a story, and you're the one writing it. So the only question left is, what's your next chapter going to be?
Join Beyond Norm's output training to master English speaking and writing. Click the link below to get started.